But
That's why registration must go on.
Randy.
That's why markets must be open the way they have always been open.
Randy, it's frightening. I mean, look, I went around some of the registration centers and I was shocked at what I saw. I mean, as for social distances, forget it. You know, we were told that there will be a special dispensation for people above 60. Go and see what is happening and so on.
But where I voted, they had that for the aged and pregnant women.
But it shouldn't have happened where you were voting, because the EC's prescription was that the aged were going to be registered at separate locations, at the district centers of the EC.
Okay.
So even if you found them at the normal registration center, that was a problem.
I'm referring to the polling station.
You know, I went to one registration center, Minister, I went to one registration center and I was carefully observing. You know, the EC had told us that after every single registration, all the machines will be sanitized and so on, in order to prevent COVID-19, the spread of COVID-19. I went to this place and I was counting. The first time, 5 people used the machine, the fingerprint machine, without any sanitizer. So after the 5 people, then they put some sanitizer into some
spraying gum,
tissue paper, and wiped it. You understand? Then another 3 people registered without sanitizing the machine and so on. And I was watching. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3, and so on. So even the protocols that the Electoral Commission announced are not being followed. Now, if you don't re-register this year, what would happen? Especially when all of us are convinced that it was possible to use the old register. All of us. You understand? We are all convinced that we could have used the old register. Why put the people of Ghana at this risk? I can't understand it. Look, if final year students do not write the examination this year, what will happen compared to what is happening in the schools now? And the schools are confined areas. You know, in some of the schools we have about 1,000 students and so on. In Accra Girls, I think the number, if you add teachers and so on, is about 900 people congregating in one place. I mean, what is wrong with us? And why are our leaders, I mean, leaders in the society, I'm not talking about the politicians and so on, I'm talking about leaders in the society. Why are they not speaking out against this? Look, we have come to the conclusion that if you have to open a church, fine. You shouldn't get more than 100 people in the church at a time. And that even if you have 100 people in the church at the time, you have to separate the congregation in such a way that the aged don't mix. And so they're given separate places. We have come to decide that for the churches, they have to follow certain strict protocols, fumigation and so on. And it is limited to 100. And you open schools and put 900 people there. 900 people there.
The services should not go beyond an hour.
And the services should not go an hour.
Because,
now
because science tells you that the longer people stay at a place, the more susceptible they are to getting the virus.
No problem. But now we are putting 900 students together. 100 is too much for churches. 900 is okay.
Maybe not in the same space.
Huh? We are doing this registration exercise. Go and see how people are massing up at the registration centers. So where is the consistency? Where is the policy consistency? There's no policy consistency. And I'm deeply worried about this situation. I'm deeply worried about this situation because this is a situation which can lead to death. It will lead to death. People will die. People will die. Already we've lost Sir John. We've lost Sir John.
It's a week now, right?
Yeah,
today's exactly 1 week.
We've lost Sir John.
1 week.
Today's exactly 1 week.
Master, we already have huge problems with the patient-doctor ratio. We have huge problems with patient-nurse ratio. As of last week, 120 medical personnel had been infected. And we are still not waking up. France, they opened schools. They restored the lockdown on schools. Many places, they opened the schools. When they saw the infection rate, nobody advised those governments to close down the schools again.
In fact, the EC has announced that it's going to do a special registration exercise for them. So they'll be going to the schools to register them.
Our concern today is to register students.
They are of age.
That's our concern. That's our national concern. Register students. That's our national concern.
They are of age.
So what? I registered. I went and registered. Randy, when I was registering, I was scared. It wasn't an easy decision for me. I was scared. I went to register with my whole family, and I was really scared about the consequences. You know why I registered? I registered because I wanted to retain the power to say no to some of the things that I'm seeing around me. You understand? So I took the risk. I took a deliberate risk. I registered on Sunday. Now listen, for some of those people who are registering now, like me, who think that the exercise is not very sensible and so on, who are registering, do you know that they may not leave to cast that vote on the 7th of December? They may not leave. Some of them may not leave to cast that vote on the 7th of December. So it's a very serious matter, and I think that we should allow the science to lead us, and we should engage in serious dialogue. We should listen to the medical professionals. Look, the Ghana Medical Association, what hasn't it said? In March, the Ghana Medical Association issued its first statement. I was reading that statement yesterday. All the measures recommended by the Ghana Medical Association, if we had followed those measures, we wouldn't be where we are today. 2 weeks ago, the Ghana Medical Association found it necessary to issue another statement. I'm not talking about individual doctors and nurses issuing statements. This is the Ghana Medical Association. Last week,